sing a happy song together, and we'll all be a happy family.
Well, hi, welcome back to my channel. So back to this Roberts R9906, which I thought I didn't have any chance at all of repairing, but thought I'd have a go anyway. And I started by looking at the front end of the radio. We're just behind the display where the circuit board that deals with the memory and switches and the clock and all that is located, and I changed 3 electrolytic capacitors in there, but that's not very exciting because it didn't achieve anything. It's still the same. So anyway, what happened later on, after I'd gone into the details of finding data on the chips and so on, and thinking I'd found data on the processor and realised that that isn't it, because it's got the wrong number of pins. One of the chips on that board in the back of the radio, or sorry, the front of the radio, what it actually does is it just reads the information and displays which channel you're tuned to and so on FM. So that obviously wasn't the problem. This was the actual radio chip itself in the front half of the radio, where incidentally I did find the fault eventually after a tip-off, which I'll go into in a minute. So anyway, basically the radio is built around this chip, which is a Sanyo chip, an LA1260, used mainly in radio cassettes, but obviously completely suitable for this use as well. So I was going to start going around it with a scope, and may have found the fault actually with the scope if I had gone that route. But I'll just make the point that I regularly go on a live stream with YouTube at Radiocruncher on Sunday afternoons usually. It usually starts around 2 o'clock. And it's quite a little club. There's quite a few of us go on there. And we discuss projects we're working on, as well as the live stream that Graham would be doing that week. So this week it was a Sony antenna amplifier, and he was working on trying to repair it after probably what was lightning or static damage to the electronics in that. And it transpired that I was working on this and had been posting the videos on it, and a few people on that group had seen them. And one of them, about 5 years ago, had sent an R9906 to Graham. I think he had sent 2 of them, one for spares, and anyhow, it transpires that he remembered the guy who sent these to Graham, who I will credit when I find out who it was, because I thought I could just look back at the live chat and found I couldn't. But I'll put it in the credit below if I don't get to mention it in the video. Anyhow, he said that the fault was a dry joint on the crystal, and that the radio did peculiar things without that working. Now I have resoldered the components in the front part of the radio, but I hadn't paid much attention to the back because my guess was wrong, thinking that the fault was probably in that front part. But no, this crystal, which I'll point to here, you can see it's all, because it all goes out of focus as soon as I try and do it. There we are. That crystal there, apparently was a dry joint. And I thought, oh, well, maybe it's a common problem with these. Then I'll take his tip and I'll take that out. So I did. I completely unsoldered it from the board, removed it from the board. And it must admit, it did look a bit like a dry joint. And I scraped the pins with a craft knife to try and make sure as clean as possible. And when I went to solder it back in, it's surprising how hard it was to get the solder to take to the leads of this crystal. Eventually I did manage to get it to take, and it looks like it's a good joint now. But yeah, this must be a common problem with these. So if anyone else has got one of these, if they go inside and look for this crystal here, you can see its silver body there. Try taking it out and resoldering it and see if that helps. Because although obviously I haven't reassembled it properly yet, I've tried it, and this is the first time I managed to get it to actually tune to stations. I've got more checks to do on it to make sure it's all right and everything, but certainly at the moment the state of the play is that it has actually been working. Now obviously I can't show that at the moment because it's all in pieces, but I'll come back to that if I do get it together and working properly and show that. But I thought I'd better show what I've actually done and how it resulted in it working. And I do recommend to people, if they get the chance to, if they can't make the live streams with Radiocruncher, his name's Graham, they can certainly watch them on his channel. So you can watch back at the various live streams and see what you think. And if you get a chance to join in with them at some time in the future, then it would be worth a look. But as for this, for now, I'm going to hold it. I may continue this video, but I'm going to stop filming here for the moment and see if I can get this lot back together. And then we'll see if I can actually demonstrate it working. Okay, here it is reassembled, and I have found out that the person who sent the radio to Radiocruncher, not this radio but one exactly the same model, and told me that it was a crystal fault with that one, as it turned out to be with this one also. His name is Derrick, so thanks very much to Derrick for that. And I went straight for that crystal immediately after the live stream, resoldered it, and I've now reassembled the radio. Let's see if it's still working.
Not like that. We often have
There we are.
between them.
And turn it down a bit.
Which, as we've said, linkages between the
so that on long wave.
That word that I don't know whether it was MAK.
This is on. There's only one channel really on long wave. It was actually picking up another channel, probably Poland or somewhere, on long wave as well. This is on medium wave, so, and the presets work.
I've met a rower in my whole life. I'd heard of Steve Redgrave. That was
Sorry about the shadows and that, but I had to put lighting straight onto it so that the display would show up. So there we are, and it says memory number 3 and so on. And then I go to FM.
And say something like wrong demography, Dad, or something like that. And I feel a bit peeved
Radio
about
4.
this because it seems quite fun that you can just go on there and, I don't know, whistle a tune.
And so again, the presets work. But we don't want music.
Would you? Just like this young lady, the goth. I don't believe we've met.
I'm Simon. This is Martha. Very pleased to meet you.
So that
Army
is,
Martha.
and then we just turn it off here. It says goodbye. And there's the time. And the time is quite correct as well. So it's picked the time up off the FM radio system somehow. And as far as I know, it does seem to be properly working again. So many thanks again to Derrick, and to anyone watching this. Consider going and having a look at Radiocruncher's channel and his live streams. Certainly you get help from each other, and it's a good community there. Right, well, that I hope concludes this radio. You never know. So I'll just say thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one, and bye for now.
Sing a happy song together, fill the air with harmony. sing a happy song together. That's the song to choose for pushing away the blues. Keep the heartstrings throbbing, there's a good time coming.